Join me on an urban walk through one of Portland's quirkiest neighborhoods, the Hawthorne District. I'll start at the East End, where Hawthorne Boulevard intersects Mount Tabor Park at 60th Avenue, and walk nearly 50 blocks west to end at the 11th Avenue Hawthorne Asylum food cart pod. I'll share fun tidbits from Hawthorne's history and point out the key attractions along the way. This urban walk is 2.7 miles one way, or about 5.5 miles altogether. If you follow our channel, you'll know we often share hikes and other travel adventures throughout the Pacific Northwest. We're excited to add urban walks to the mix to give you a more complete picture of the many places to explore in our corner of the world. If you enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So let's get started on the walk. Here I am at the start point at Hawthorne and 60th Avenue. That's the edge of Mount Tabor Park just across the street. Mount Tabor hosts several weird and wonderful events in the summer, and it's one of the best places in Portland to watch the sunset. It's actually an extinct volcano right in the city. For more on Mount Tabor, check out our Mount Tabor video by clicking on the link in the upper right corner. Near Mount Tabor, Hawthorne is a residential street lined with cute old houses. As in many of Portland's old neighborhoods, you'll find the occasional iron ring on the sidewalk curb. These iron rings were originally used to tether horses before cars were the primary transportation method. At 55th Avenue, Hawthorne curves and you'll come across this impressive-looking building that's now part of the Western Seminary campus. Before becoming a seminary, it was a private mansion owned by Philip Buhner. The original house on the site was intentionally destroyed by fire when termites were found in the wood after a remodel. Yikes. After the seminary, Hawthorne stays residential for another few blocks, passing some really cool old houses. Around 50th Avenue, the houses give way to cafes, restaurants, shops, and apartment buildings. One of my favorite buildings is the Space Room, a restaurant and bar with some of the best outdoor murals. Across the street, you'll find well-known food haunts like Josiva's Bakery and a Pizza Scholes. The Bar of the Gods, just opposite the Space Room, has also gone all out on the mural front. Just down the street at 47th, you'll find the popular Mexican restaurant Quirky. And at 44th, the quintessentially quirky terrarium shop. One of Hawthorne Boulevard's most famous historical residents, Linus Pauling, lived here in this house on Hawthorne near 40th Avenue for part of his childhood. Pauling later won a Nobel Prize in Chemistry as well as the Nobel Peace Prize. A major thoroughfare crosses Hawthorne at 39th, now called Cesar Chavez Boulevard. This intersection is anchored by the largest grocery store in the neighborhood, Fred Meyer, as well as the historic Hawthorne Theater. After Cesar Chavez, the density of shops and restaurants gets even higher, and you'll enter the busiest pedestrian part of Hawthorne. For a time during the late 1800s, Hawthorne Boulevard was known instead as Asylum Street. This is because a major mental health hospital was located here. After the asylum closed, the name was changed to Hawthorne instead. Dr. Hawthorne, who the boulevard was named for, was one of the asylum's founders. For a while, the asylum grounds became a park, but the land was later sold and developed into part of the urban fabric. Part of the old asylum grounds are now the home of the Hawthorne Asylum food cart pod, one of the largest food cart pods in Portland's southeast quadrant. Just before reaching the asylum food carts at 11th Avenue, you'll first come across the Cartopia food cart pod at 12th Avenue. Either one is a great place to grab a bite to eat before you begin your return trek up Hawthorne. On the way back, consider exploring some of the residential streets that parallel Hawthorne, where you'll find neighborhoods of old craftsman houses. I learned a lot of the historical information in this video by reading this book called Portland's Hawthorne Boulevard. I'd recommend it if you'd like to learn more about the area. Thanks for joining me for an urban walk in Portland's quirky Hawthorne neighborhood. Remember to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.